So excited to be here again to show off our amazing, amazing clients and their VIP days. This show is really, it's called VIP Variety Show because we are literally showcasing all the different VIP days that we've had in over 400 clients in the past 2 years and getting to show a behind the scenes peek at, how they structure their VIP day, how they sell their VIP day, how they come up with the VIP day that they created, to hopefully help you believe that VIP days are an option for you or the right business model for you. So, with that being said, the guest today is a fellow system sister. If I could just gallivant in all of the system's glory, like I would. And so this is going to be a really fun interview, and I think will help a lot of you guys who follow me because, again, I'm previous to VIP days was known for systems and operations. So a lot of you guys are in a similar boat. So with that being said, I'm going to bring on Miss Ashley. How's it going?
Very good. So excited to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. So, go ahead and tell the good people a little bit about you and your business so they can learn.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a certified online business manager. I'm also a certified Dubsado specialist and a lover of all things ClickUp. So when you talk about systems, it's what I love, it's what I do. It's funny because people ask why I became an OBM, and I realized that the definition of an OBM was already me. So I was already one. I just didn't realize that that was an actual thing people would pay me to do. So basically that's me in a nutshell. That's how I got here.
Yeah, love that. And so, with that being said, talk to us about, before we get on to the VIP day goodness, share what your business looked like beforehand. And so, kind of take us on a little bit of a journey of even, before you were certified as an OBM, after, what your services were like, who you helped serve.
All right. Yeah, so before I became certified as an OBM, I was working as a VA for realtors. That was kind of my specialty niche. And then I started doing transaction coordination, a little bit of kind of social media specifically for realtors. But what happened is that a transaction coordination is very much like following the checklist, and that was easy. It came super naturally. What happened is that one of my realtors wanted to branch from having just a group to opening her own brokerage. And I found myself planning. I found myself strategizing, planning, suggesting next steps, just creating the whole project management plan to go from one step to the next. And then that's when I discovered, again, what an OBM was. And I said, I'm already doing that. And that is me. So I have to pursue this. So we still serve those realtor clients. I just taught my husband to do what I was doing, and now he took on those clients, and that's what he's doing. So that's kind of what brought me to being an OBM. Then I was certified, and yeah, I mean, the rest was kind of history in the fact that I got a retainer client, and then I got another retainer client, and I got another retainer client. And by the end of that year, I was just decked out with retainer clients, trying to figure out how to build a team. I didn't know if I wanted to pursue agency model, and I was looking a lot into that. And I finally said, I don't know if I want the headache of having to manage all of these people and it all really come down on my head at the end of the day. And that's an awesome option for some people, but I just decided against it. And so the beginning of this year, I decided to offboard the retainer clients that I had, and I joined your program. So here I am.
So here you are, all in on VIP days, and so, um, the agency model being what you potentially was looking at. Where were you at capacity wise and like timing wise, as far as like how many clients did you have, and like what hours ish like per client? What was that looking like?
Yeah, I had three retainer, I think three retainer clients for OBM. Um, I also oversee the transaction coordination. So I was overseeing the work we were doing for four agents. And so that was a good bit. And so any overflow came to me. I hired an executive assistant, and then I also subcontracted an OBM to help support the work that I was doing because although I started those retainer clients out on 20-hour a month retainers,
Right.
that's the plan, and it doesn't always go to plan. So they're buying extra blocks of hours, or just kind of like, oh, we have a lot going on this month, so just work until you work. And that's not my plan. My plan was to work part-time and determine my own hours. So that's that's what kind of led me into the overwhelm, to where I said, first of all, I'm sick of sitting in front of Toggle and making sure I'm counting my time. And if I'm answering messages while I'm trying to cook dinner, like, I'm not counting that time. I'm the one that's losing out. And it got to the point where that was not enjoyable. I love the team and project management aspect and working with a client in that capacity. And maybe having one solid retainer, like, I wouldn't mind that. But having several that you're having to balance was, it felt like being back in a rat race that I didn't want to be in. Because on top of that, we do a lot of project-based work. So we were doing ClickUp build-outs and Dubsado build-outs and SOP manual creation, and a lot of these things that now are kind of my bread and butter, but they were on the side of the regular chaos. So it was just too much, and that's not why I started my own business.
Yeah, I agree with you. I did not like that rat race of, again, just throwing tasks being thrown at me and at any given time, and everything was urgent, and like it was just okay. This is not how I saw my life going. So I feel you and can empathize for sure. So then when you heard about VIP days, what was your initial impression, and then how did you like really start to think, okay, like this can work for me?
Mm. So in the certified OBM program and some of the training afterward, they talk a lot about, do a strategy session, host a VIP day, but there wasn't the framework to explain, what does this really mean? I know I get a lot done in a day, but trying to figure out the how, and I didn't have that at my fingertips. So I had heard you before, heard the name before, but it was the podcast that you did with Natalie Gingrich and that whole powerhouse of women, because I came from Lauren Golden's community. And so because of her, and then hearing Sarah was on there, you were on there, and a bunch of these other powerhouse ladies, I was like, I want to listen to these episodes. So you can thank Natalie. This is how I came in here. Podcasts really do work. And that I was kind of at the point where I was like, what are my next steps? What am I trying to do with my business? And my word for the year was balance. My word for last year was momentum, and we got it. But now the word for this year was to balance and really figure out, how are we wanting to move forward, because it's not this, and I need to find the balance in my own business and life. So when I heard you talking and you talked about VIP days, I said, okay, I don't have a structure for a VIP day. I don't have the time to try and figure this out and do all this testing on my own. I would rather go to somebody who has a tried and true process and that can give me the feedback that I need. And yeah, it's going to cost me money, but this is part of my personal development. And that was how the choice was made. It seemed like the obvious next step to take the skills that I had and what I wanted to create for my business and to actually put them into practice.
Yes, so true. I love it. I mean, naturally with a systems gal, I'm like, give me the framework, give me the process, give me the steps. I know how to follow them. Like that's just my jam. So I totally get that. And so coming into the program, was there a VIP day that you knew you wanted to do? And is it the same ones that you're doing now, or did it change?
Yeah, so I had 4 in mind, and I have already developed 2 of those, and the other 2 are underway. So it kind of stayed what I was thinking. And yeah, 2 are out there in the interwebs. The third is highly demanded. It's being asked. And the fourth really ties into the other one. So I'm like, I don't know, we could eventually sell this as a big package of VIP days to get this over later. But yeah,
Absolutely.
the core.
Yeah, I love that. And so share with us what your 2 VIP days are that you have out in the world.
Yes, we have ClickUp in a day, and we have SOP manual in a day. They don't have fancy names, but they tell exactly what you're getting.
I'm a fan of both of these. And who are these VIP days for?
Yeah, really, they're for the same person. So it's the small business owners who are doing a lot of business. They're in that space where they're trying to grow. Maybe they've hired their first team member or first team members. They have some contractors, or maybe they're trying to forward think about what that looks like to do it, and they don't know how to take the steps themselves. So ClickUp is going to solve the problems for them, helping them get tasks actually off their plates and actually delegate it to someone else in a way that they can manage and actually see the process and trust that those things are actually being done and taken care of, and not always fearing, okay, I delegated this, but is this really being done, right? And being able to control, teach and control how that's happening as well. Like you can include the information, it's right there, but using a tool that's built for that purpose instead of like some people I've talked to that say, yeah, I have all these contractors and I write their task on a sticky note and I take a picture of it and text it to them. Someone really told me that, like, take a moment to soak that in.
That's like what my nightmares are made of.
Yes, exactly. Like I almost threw my computer because I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Like, first of all, why the sticky note? But anyway, so those kind of people who are in the bottleneck situation where they're feeling so burnt out, and maybe they have this team member, but it hasn't been working out. But the reason why the ClickUp one ties into the SOP manual one is because they're really the same person that I'm speaking to. So maybe the person already has the PM tool, but they don't have the processes, or vice versa. It's the same person that is the burnt out bottleneck, that is sick of feeling like everything continues to fall back on them, even when they've hired people, like they're spending money to still do it themselves, but they need these processes and even the actual system, like something like ClickUp, in place to get it off their plate and be able to trust that the team member, whoever they're assigning it to, is doing it and doing it in the right way.
Yeah, so true. So do you see more than likely people start with ClickUp and then need the SOP? I know you said it can kind of be like one or the other, but do you tend to see a trend in your clients that once they come to us for a ClickUp VIP day, they tend to then need the next one for the SOPs?
I can definitely see that being a natural progression. It kind of just depends on, some people might already have a PM tool and they're kind of functioning in it, but maybe their processes are scattered all over the place. And so that's when maybe they don't need ClickUp, but they need the SOP manual. On the other hand, I can see that coming as a beautiful pairing, because it makes so much sense. If you don't have one or the other, like, get them together and get yourself set up for success.
Yeah, love that. And give us a little peek into your third VIP day that you're planning to put out into the world.
Yeah, currently it's in process, but
Yeah,
it's Dubsado in a day. Um,
awesome.
so, it's one of those, there's so many of us certified Dubsado specialists, but we all offer
Yeah,
our own little take on things, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that's the one that I'm working on. Again, another beautiful system that can tie in so well with ClickUp. So it can be, eventually we might have this whole plethora of things that we can package together, right? But that is the third one that's actually in the works. It's
Awesome.
being finalized. So
Yeah. Oh, super, super fun. And so with that, when you did your first VIP day, which one was it out of your two? And share like what it felt like right before your VIP day, during your VIP day, and after the VIP day.
the first VIP day was the ClickUp in a day.
Yeah.
That one has been high in demand.
Yes.
So before the VIP day, I was super excited and I was in the bathroom a lot. I was very nervous. It was just like not nervous. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but it's like those anxious jitters of, okay, all right, I just want to get in there. I just want to get started, right? The next question was, what, during the day? Yeah, so my VIP days, if they choose to be on the call, because I offer either a blended option or a bookend option, depending on if they want to see the training and be involved in it, or if they just want to be like, here's what we need put together, show me at the end, and they say, I don't have time for a whole day. So I offer that option. But when they're on the call with me, they get to choose the playlist. We jam out to music, we share screen. They get their lunch ordered for them. And so it's like this super fun environment that we have. They get task assigned, so they get to like kind of work along in there with us. And so during the day, we have a blast. And I say we because my assistant is in there with me. So you don't just get me, but you also get my assistant. It's like you get a double whammy for your day. Hmm.
Oh, I love that. And then what happened afterwards? Like when it was all done, was it a relief? Was it like tell us what it was like?
Um, yes. So for that first day, I was on cloud nine. It was so exciting. It went so well. Myself, my assistant, our client, we were all super excited with how it turned out. And so it was just like afterwards, I was like, let's go celebrate. We went for a walk. I had a vodka tonic. Like we enjoyed the evening and kind of had a little celebratory thing. But it was such a relief because imposter syndrome, it creeps in at every step of your business, no matter where you're at. And we've all been there. But basically, you get to this point, and that's probably what those nerves are right before the day starts, is you're like, oh my goodness, this person has paid me for this. Am I really good enough to deliver this product? And then at the end, you're like, I am the expert. I do know what I'm talking about. Why did I doubt myself? Right. So it was very reassuring, I'll say.
I love that you shared that because too it is like, you feel like you built it and then like that night before, morning of, it's like, okay. It's kind of like this, I've been like hyping up for this and then all of a sudden it's here and now I gotta show up and like perform and like do the thing. And so it's awesome that it went really well and that I love that you have your assistant on there. And again, so for those of you who ask about, can I have a team member on? Absolutely. And I like too that you give the option of, do you want to be on it or do you want to just come at the end of the call? Because it allows for that flexibility. With the people who come after or like only do the call at the end, do they have to be like available on Slack or available for like questions or updates or things like that during, like if someone was there, you would just easily talk back and forth. But how does that work from a structure standpoint?
Yes, we do need them to at least be where they can respond to us within a reasonable amount of time during,
Sure.
especially, so if they're on the call, they'll be there for about the first hour. We work for 4 hours and then they're there the final hour. Sorry, if they're not on the call. And so that 4 hour block in between, we need them to at least be where they can respond to us because certain things like we're reviewing their processes and trying to figure out the best way to set up an automation for it or however to build everything out. And without like a quick clarifying question, I mean, I can set something up, but right. So it's not that they have to be on the call, although I think for a lot of people, they see the value of being able to see how it comes together so they can continue to build on their workspace. But at least the availability to answer those kind of clarifying questions, we definitely need.
Yeah, super helpful to know. And then with that too, a lot of systems people ask about maintenance or how do you like ensure that your clients are set up for success so that way, again, the beauty of the VIP day is that again they don't need to continue to ping you, but how do you equip them, I guess maybe is the best word, equip them with what they need to tweak and adjust and like, because project management systems are very fluid, like a new project comes up or this no longer is a thing. So how do you make sure that your clients feel good and like supported and ready to do those things?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, with our services, with the system services, so ClickUp and Dubsado, we will offer a 30-day support, like ongoing in Slack. So they have a Slack channel open with us. And since my first VIP day, I learned some other things that would be valuable for my clients. So I added those in and kind of updated, like, this is what makes the most sense with my client's brain. So before we leave the VIP day, for example, for Slack, ClickUp, before we leave that, they get a list of tasks that's assigned to them. And this is like week 1 task, week 2, week 3, week 4. And that's basically the things that they're going to be doing in that month of support that they get for us. So that if 1 week we have time to go in and say, how are you doing with your week 1 task? Do you have questions? And they're getting kind of that support, but we're not involved in setting all those additional details up. but we're supporting them where they get hands-on and they know where to start. The only other thing is that within the Slack support, I offer a 2-week check-in call for like 30 minutes if there's just something that their mind is just being blown over, because it is techie. This is techie stuff that we're doing. And so I try to make sure that, yes, it's done in a day. We get the bulk of it done in that VIP day, but that they're not just left high and dry afterwards.
Yeah, I love those intentional touch points. And because I think too, with a lot of clients, especially if you just give them like a wide open container of like 30 days of support, like they don't really know how to utilize that or what they should ask or things like that. So I like that you've thought through that and said, okay, week 1 tasks, how are those going? So that there's some guidance even in like the post VIP day support, which is really nice and super smart. Would love to know how you sell your VIP days and how you market your VIP days and where are the people coming from and whatnot. Because again, I think people, there's a lot of ways that you can sell VIP days, just like any other offer. So I would love to, again, get a sneak peek on what you found to work really well for you and your business.
I wish I had a really cool, unique answer for you, but kind of like how it's been all throughout since I've been in business, my number one is referrals. People I've worked with, people who have taken my workshops, so on and so forth. They know what I do and they refer me, and I get a lot of business through referrals. And sometimes it's people that I'm like, I'm not even sure who this person is that referred me, and I get that. So that's a big one for us. So I continue networking. That's super important for what I do. Even in the program, Jordan helps you get started on creating a referral partner program. So that's another reason to join Done in a Day. You got to get the instruction for that. The other thing is that we have ramped up a bit more. I am not a social media person. I'm going to be honest with you. We have ramped up our efforts more on social media. I'm getting into stories. I know reels are the thing. Maybe that's coming. Uh, but especially because like ClickUp and Dubsado, for example, are very hands-on and people want to kind of see processes. We've had some success with doing workshops, low paid workshops, like pitching it to certain groups and things like that. And that's had a ton of success. First of all, we get a little cash from the workshop, but second of all, we get the attention and then additional referrals because people are like, I want to set this up myself, but if you don't want to, I know this girl. But next on our list is also pitching podcasts. You get more information about that also in the program. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how we've gotten our business so far.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, you know, I'm all about referrals. Like I think they get such a bad rep, like outside of my like view and experience. But I also think people aren't, um, don't know how to quite leverage referral partners in a way that is feels like a win-win to both parties versus just like the gimme, gimme, gimme that like most people come to their referral partners with. It's just like, give me clients. Do you have any clients? When do you have clients? It's like, okay, thank you for that. No, thank you. But you know, we want it to be a win-win. Like you mentioned, and that I've spoken about is like, again, if somebody is wanting to help people with their business, but like all of a sudden they're starting to ask about project management or tasks or SOPs, go over to Ashley. Like, don't even want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And so, again, find those people that already are talking to your clients and don't, you know, help in a different area, a different vertical than what you help with. And it's like the easiest marketing. Like, it just really is. So I'm a big fan of that. I know it's not unique and not fancy and sparkly, but it is what it is. And I totally think you'd be great with guest podcasting, by the way. I think that would definitely be a fun lane for you to be in because yeah, it's especially if you are really great with referral partnerships. I think guest podcasting is a nice secondary option because it's just instead of a conversation just like with one person, it's like a conversation with a host that is going to be heard by many people. So I feel like they're like pretty similar in like cadence and experience and all that stuff. So that'll be super fun and whatnot. So yeah, best of luck with that. And let's go to the the last question and wrap up, because I want time and space to be here, is when you were first thinking about VIP days, and again, this is for like younger you, and then also people who probably are in the spot that you were in, like what is a piece of advice or tip or question or prompt that you would suggest somebody think about or do that would help them know if VIP days are the right option for them?
To pursue creating or to purchase a VIP day? To
Yeah,
pursue
well,
creating, right?
yeah, to pursue creating, yes.
Okay. Um, I don't know if I have even a specific tip because something that I have seen, you mentioned Michelle White at the beginning of the call.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I came into the program, she was still in the program. And I remembered thinking about her and a lot of these women were talking about their VIP days. And I'm like, you can do a VIP day on anything. This is freaking brilliant. Like what she's doing with who would have thought about wedding planning and a VIP day? Like it's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
You can do it and with any like just take some time to think about how you can adapt it to a VIP day. I
Yeah.
mean, I can sit here and do a humongous ClickUp setup for, a multi 8-figure business or whatever. Yeah, that's not going to fit into a VIP day.
Right.
But if I pare it down and think about what I can fit into a VIP day, there you go. Like you can literally do it with everything. So that's my advice.
Yeah.
Do it because you can do it with any of your service if a wedding planner can create a VIP day,
Yeah.
you can too.
I totally agree. And, I think that that's what I love, the flexibility and the innovation, and just there's so much that can be done with a VIP day. And I talk about it all the time. I'm not here to just create a bunch of new Jordans. Like I want to show and help create like the breadth and depth of what a VIP day can do, not only for the business owner to get more time back, but also like I do see it beneficial for their clients as well, right? And so yeah, we've seen a lot of different VIP days come through the program and attend our conferences and whatnot, which is super fun. And yeah, like just allow yourself to play and think, okay, yeah, I can't do the mega 30-page website, but I can do a sales page, or I can't do the mega ClickUp setup, but I can do like this project for this smaller business. Like there's always a paring down that you can do. And it doesn't mean that your impact is also pared down. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about like, oh, I can only help the bigger businesses or the bigger budgets or the like longer term offers. It's like, you think about the books that you read, right? I've gotten immense impact from books that I've read, spent $20 on it. The author doesn't know me, like there's no, right? And it's like, they're just words on a page, but they impacted me profoundly and made changes in my life or my business or whatever the case is. So don't think that because you're like paring it down for a VIP day that you're also watering down the impact. Impact comes in all shapes and sizes, no matter what investment levels and offers that you're doing. So definitely keep that in mind. I love that you shared that for sure. So where can the good people find you and connect with you if they want to know more about you and your VIP day?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at GP Virtual Services, our website, gpvirtualservices.com, or, look for my name on Facebook. That's
Easy enough. Love it. So thank you so much, Ashley, for being on the show and sharing, again, a peek behind the curtain on your structuring and who your VIP days are for, how you came up with your VIP days, etc. And I think it will definitely help a lot of folks get their wheels spinning about what they can create for their VIP day as well. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a blast. Thank you.